Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we'll be talking about some of my favorite plants for the month of March. I know we're not at the end of the month yet, but I do just want to share some of these really cool plants because they are growing new leaves or they're just, sparking a bit more joy than usual. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And also turn on the notifications. Anyway, yeah, let's just jump right into today's video. We'll start off with my beloved Chinese evergreen. So this is an Aglaonema. Look at this beauty. So this guy has been in less than ideal growing conditions for sure. It's in a north-facing window, kind of pulled back, maybe like 5 to 10 feet. It was also recently blooming a lot. So if you guys don't know how Aglaonema flowers look like, I'll put a picture up here. They're very ugly and I didn't notice for a period of time that it was flowering. So it was sucking all the energy away from the plant and focusing on flowering despite it having very ugly flowers. So I've since chopped them off. And after chopping them off, it's been doing a lot better. It's pushing out some new growth. As you can see over here, that's one leaf, and then another one from this plant back here. This one is the other little new leaf. As you can see with the stems of this plant, it's very mature. I've had this for like 4 years now. Since it's been in this self-watering pot with a bunch of algae growing at the bottom, which we will ignore, I hardly have to ever really care for this plant. It's just been so easy. It is a very low maintenance plant and I just absolutely love it. I'm all for low maintenance plants and I'm all for plants that will thrive on its own without much intervention. Still doing great, and this is one of my favorite Aglaonemas out there still. I find it so much prettier than the other varieties like the pink ones and the red ones and the darker green ones. I can't remember all the names of the Aglaonemas. They're just a staple in a household. It's a good medium-sized plant, I would say. If you want a really big Aglaonema, that just does not seem like it's in the cards for me, but you do you if you like it. Plant number one that I'm really enjoying is my Aglaonema in its self-watering pot. Plant number two is going to be an orchid. This one is the Phalaenopsis orchid that I have, and just look at these cute little flowers. They are so adorable. I love how every time this orchid flowers, it stays open for a really long time. It's very typical of Phalaenopsis to just keep their blooms for a while as opposed to just a few days and then they just die away. So this one is really nice and also, doesn't require much. Like I have a leaf yellowing here that I'm not too concerned about. It's probably just taking more of its energy, focusing on the blooms as opposed to maintaining its leaves. The roots are really healthy. Lots of area roots kind of just popping out of the pot. And it's in the same substrate that I've had it for the past probably 3 years now, which is a mixture of moss and bark. So I like potting my orchids in this mixture just because it helps retain moisture, but also helps with the drainage. So it's good to have a mixture of both as the substrate for orchids. Unless you have a very specific orchid that needs a lot more moisture, then you do more of the sphagnum moss. But for this one, it doesn't need that much. Very cute. And another one of my favorites for March, just because it's flowering for me. And I would say it flowers probably twice a year. And every time, always very happy with the little kind of zebra print flowers that it puts out and the little purple lip. Just super adorable. Very unique. I don't see many flowers that look like this and definitely a favorite of mine. Number 3 on the list is my Hoya Hooch Keana variegata. This guy is pushing out some new growth, as you can see. Look at that itty bitty red leaf. I love Hoya new leaves just because they look so cute with their bright pink leaves. It's so dainty when they first come out and they're so small. Really enjoy this one. It is a slow grower. You would think it's fast just because the trail is quite long now, but I've had this for so many years. And it's only since grown to be like this. I'm always very, very ecstatic whenever I see new growth coming on my Hoya Hooch Keana. These leaves are a little bit more delicate and thin. They're not very like hard like the Hoya Matilde or the Hoya rotundiflora. These are slightly flimsier leaves, so it does require a bit more water. Not too great if it dries out, so that's why I have it in pond actually right now. I mean, I think it's time for watering. It's dry. But I have it growing in some pond and it's doing really well. So not the fastest grower, but when it does grow, I'm always very, very happy about it. This one, definitely a favorite. I'm hoping that the other vine on this 2-vine plant will also push out some new leaves, just because that way it can grow at like a steady pace where they both match and not one side is particularly long and then the other side is like a little short. Plant number 4 is my Raindrop Peperomia. So I recently got this plant maybe within the last month, and I've since watered it once now. I think I'm just really into this peperomia. Just look at the shininess of these leaves. It just looks so pretty. And it's been really low maintenance. It is living beside my bed down there. Currently replaced it with the pothos so that there's something in the background. But normally it's just right beside my bed. I see it first thing in the morning when I wake up, as I get out of bed. It's nowhere near a window or light, to be honest, and it's still looking really great. Not growing in really leggy. It also hasn't really pushed out any new particularly large leaves. There's some baby leaves at the bottom, but I think those are just maybe some baby plants that have sprouted from the main parent. And I think this will just be a very slow growing plant, which is totally fine, but I just really, really absolutely love the shininess of these dark green leaves. I didn't think I would really like a peperomia. I've had Peperomia Hope before, which is really cute. I just didn't really like the growth pattern. It looked a little straggly when it grew out. I've also had the watermelon peperomia, which also gets too floppy looking, so I'm hoping this Raindrop one won't look too floppy and kind of stays in this like bushier upright formation, which is what I like for my peperomias. That one is plant number 4 in terms of favorites for the month of March. And the last and final plant that I want to show you guys is the Hoya meriliae. So this meriliae is so beautifully sun-stressed. I just can't get enough of it. It is looped up on this trellis, which is toppling over because it's just too heavy. Let me adjust that. Isn't it just stunning? Like, look how red. Let me find a green leaf for you. Like, this is how a normal leaf looks like. And this is how the beautiful sun stress is making it look like now. I need to adjust this trellis. Either shove it in a little bit more. Hope it doesn't move anymore. As I was saying, this beautifully sun-stressed plant is very happy. It's pushing out flowers. It's on the brink of blooming. It is very healthy, despite it being in some very, very old soil that I don't want to touch or really transfer into pon or leca. But I think I'm just going to leave it because it's just one of my favorites. I honestly think the color is what drives me to be so in love with it. Otherwise, it doesn't do all that much. It's just constantly flowering, constantly having red leaves, and just living its best life, which is what I can only hope for my plants. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below if you have any favorites that you want to share with the rest of the plant community, because, you know, we can always use more ideas in terms of what plants we want to add to our collection. The reason I make these videos is so that, you know, if you aren't aware of these plants and you do end up liking it after seeing my video, you'll go out and buy them and add them to your own collection. I would love to have any additional suggestions because I'm currently on the hunt to add more plants to my collection, since a lot of them have kind of dwindled and died over the years. So I do have some extra space and extra time to deal with these plants now. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.